Baba. How are you?
I'm good.
A couple of questions. Which ones would you prefer? Sneakers or loafers?
I've been using knickers for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you were to go to a shop and you want to pick an impromptu gift for Mama Ida, would it be flowers or chocolates?
She loves flowers.
Okay.
And she likes red color.
So for you, a realistic Mwananchi deliverable, would it be the 6,000 social welfare or a wheelbarrow?
Of course, the wheelbarrow thing doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay.
I don't know who actually conceived it and how it's meant to help the people.
True.
But, we are talking about a serious issue.
Okay.
A social program. It's a social protection program.
Yes.
And this is something which is been a matter of debate in many societies.
Right.
How to deal with the poor of the poor in a society. So to me, it really does not make sense.
Okay.
Even the so-called bottom-up approach, I don't even understand it. We are talking about dealing with the society in totality.
Yes.
You see, it's not a trickle down, you understand, that actually helps to marginalize certain part of the country.
True.
But you're not solving it with the so-called bottom-up. You just need to ensure that you are fair and there's equity in sharing of resources across the country. You want things to change, but then you find that there are many other factors conspire to make you almost helpless with changing the situation. I am angry that our people still live in such abject poverty. So many years since independence. And I believe that this situation is actually correctable. And that we've done mistakes in the past, and that is what is responsible for where we are.
Given the opportunity to choose one mtaa, either Kayole, Dagoretti, or Githurai, which place could you choose at least to live in?
Because Dagoretti is near me.
Favorite food ukiwa hapo ndani unakula nini?
Mimi nikiwa huko ndani nakula saa ingine githeri, ingine nakula nyama choma.
Unajua chipo mwitu?
Chipo mwitu ndio.
Chipo mwitu. Then unaweza ukipakuliwa kidogo tu ingia nao kwa Dagoretti hapo unaweza kubamba.
Anabamba kabisa. Kabisa.
So if you're having fish, what would you rather have, fresh fish or dry fry fish?
I prefer dry fry generally, but there are times when I also love fresh fish.
Okay.
Depends how it is cooked.
Yeah.
My mom was a very good fish cook. She knew, for example, how to select fish. She knew which fish is fresh, where to touch to know whether the fish is fresh or not fresh.
Okay.
And once she selected it, then she knew how to prepare it.
So, if not Kenya, which country in Africa would you live in or would you want to stay in?
I think Kenya number 1, number 2, and number 3.
Kenya Kwanza.
Kenya Kwanza.
Kenya Kwanza.
Okay, tea or coffee?
I'm a tea drinker. Although Kenya produces very good quality coffee, me, like most other Kenyans, I'm a tea drinker. Of course, I like reggae, and as you said, reggae is on halftime, and you'll come again, okay? But they can play reggae, any song of reggae, and they can also play my Belafonte, the Jamaican farewell. And the baby, the nuts are gay, and the sun is shining daily on the mountain top. I took a trip on a sailing ship. When I reached Jamaica, I made a stop, but I'm sad to say I'm on my way. Won't be back for many a days. My head is down, my head is turning around. I had to leave a little girl in Kingston Town.
Who is the 5th president of Kenya?
I didn't know. I think I saw him sometimes back.
Your Excellency Ambassador Konjit, my co-panelist is here, His Excellency Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, and His Excellency Mr. Richard, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, Africa. Africa, hamjambo, bonsoir. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah ta'ala wa barakatuh. Boa noite. I am delighted to have opportunity today to stand before you as the son of Africa. I was born in Kenya, but I'm told that my grandparents came from the Sudan. I am a father of 4, a grandfather of 5, and a husband of 1 that I know of. I am an engineer by profession, and I have been an academic. I have also been a public servant. I've been a member of parliament. I've also been a prime minister and also leader of opposition. In those capacities, I've tried to do my best, and I've gained a lot of experience in terms of management of public affairs. I stand here as an Pan-Africanist and an Afro-optimist. 2 months ago, that is on the 21st of October, this year we were here in Addis Ababa. We had been invited as members of the families of the founding fathers of the African Union to come and witness the reopening of the Africa Hall. That's the hall where the OAU was launched in 1963. And we're happy to be here with Madam Ambassador Konjit, who was there as a young girl at that time. It is now 61 years since the launch of the Organization of African Unity. And at that time, if you read the speeches of the founding fathers on that day, they were very passionate, and all of them talked about African unity. Where there was a difference was, when do we achieve this unity? There are those who, under the school of thought, that the unity now. There are those who said, no, we need to be gradual in this. Let us first build the building blocks, the regional unions, which will eventually translate into formation of the African Union as a whole. But now we have they came up 50 years later with Vision 2063, which now hopes to get Africa united, one union government by 2030, and move on to attain the vision, the wishes of the founding fathers of Africa. I say that I have the experience. I've been part of this movement for changing the continent. We know that some achievements have been made. Africa is now completely liberated, but there's still work to do. And I believe that I have what it takes to get us where we want to do. In the field of education, in the field of health, in the field of value addition to the abundant wealth that we have on the continent, in the field of trade, inter-African trade. I have acted as the African Union High Representative on Infrastructure. And in this, I know that we have very comprehensive programs in PIDA, Program for Infrastructure Development of the Continent. What remains is action. And what I want to promise the African people is that I am going to lead from the front to ensure that we achieve the visions of the founding fathers of our continent. I thank you.
Africa, for example, has got also one of the biggest carbon sinks in the world, the second largest after Amazon, the Congo forest. So Africa needs to be compensated. But if we go as Kenya, we go as DRC, Nigeria, Guinea, Senegal, Egypt, Algeria, South Africa, then we're not listening to you. They keep on taking you round and round and round. I've told you because I've told you I've been to these international conferences, these COP conferences. The resolutions are being passed. You can talk until your voice is hoarse. But after that, people pack up and go. Heads of state jump or come in on jets, land and quick there to go and make speeches. Making speeches back on the jet and go back. They wait for the next other conference next year. So the people who are just doing those conferences, they move from one conference to another conference. Each year they take 2 months or 3 months camping in those conferences. But nothing concrete comes out of them. You must make sure that something concrete comes out of those conferences. The African Union can be the champion of this. African Union should be able to speak more effectively on behalf of the interests of Africa if the African government give it the power and the mandate to do so. And that's the reason why I've offered myself to run for the position of African Union chairmanship. I hope that I will be able to use that position effectively to represent Africa, to make sure that Africa claims this century.